one who dies in the
Yeah, but Brighton should be small.
Hi, Brian. A question, raise your hand, we'll come to you. Who's kicking off? Sam from the Telegraph.
Hi.
What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, disappointed with the results and with the performance as well. I think we never got the consistency in many areas to completely dominate the game. We always had the feeling that, yeah, we had the ball, we had possession, we went in front twice, but the game wasn't grabbed, it wasn't dominated and controlled in the way that we normally do, because we were below the standards in some areas. And yeah, when you are not at your best, but you are 2 times ahead, you have to be able to see the game off, and we weren't able to do it, especially with what happened in the second goal.
That PSG game is obviously just looming. Do you think that was in the minds of the players? I know you wouldn't want it to be, but do you think it was?
Hopefully not, but we discussed that before each week and it wasn't there, and today we had still 6 days to prepare that match, and I don't want to use that. Obviously we have missed a lot of players that haven't trained at all, they weren't able to do today, so we've been very short. But as well, credit to Palace, they are very well organized, they are a really good side, and they made it difficult for us, and the reality as well, that today we weren't at our best.
Alex, BBC?
Hi, Mikel. That's a 13th draw in the league. I know you've missed a lot of key players and had some difficult circumstances, but is there a particular reason, do you think, why you've had so many draws this season?
Well, that's we haven't been able to see the games off for many reasons, and the margin have been too small. Sometimes create to the opposition. It's true that we play 5 times with 10 men. There are a lot of factors, but obviously it's something that we've done much better in the past, especially when we've been ahead in games, and today without really much happening, especially in the second half, we have to be able to see the game off.
Jordan, son?
Okay, just wondering what your thoughts were on the Martinelli goal that was disallowed and offside, onside, whether the ball was off or not. Did you have a good view of it? Did you think it was?
No, it took a long time, but I haven't seen the replay yet, so I don't know exactly why the decision was. I don't know.
And just in terms of the draws, is it a valuable lesson in terms of for next season that if you're going for a title, you just can't draw as many games as is?
Yeah, or lose. I mean, you have to win a certain amount of money of games and a certain amount of points. We have only lost 3 games, 2 of them with 10 men. So we have to win many more.
Amy, Athletic?
Sorry to mention this, Mikel, but like having spent so much of the season looking at Liverpool and who's in front, are you now a little bit concerned about maybe what's behind and trying to stay in second? Because, you know, difficult period of the season with the Champions League and the remaining games to play, and there are other teams on the hunt too. We
always look, because we know how tough it is to win football matches in the Premier League, and especially with the amount of numbers and the amount of games that we have, we're going to have to be really good in both competition to earn the right to be where we want to end up.
Does finishing second mean a lot to you?
Sorry?
Does finishing second mean a lot?
We'll see where we finish. We have to do everything that we can game by game.
Simon, Standard?
Mikel, what was the issue with Mikel and Ben White, and are you hopeful that they'll be all right for Tuesday?
Yeah, we have to wait and see, but they weren't able to be in the squad today.
Can I ask you as well about Leo? Obviously, he didn't start either of those legs against Real Madrid, but he's responded. He's got 4 goals in his last 4 league games. How impressed have you been with that reaction, and how much is he now pushing to start?
Very good. I think he's been a very consistent player for us, whether playing as a 9, as a winger, starting or being a sub, and that's what you want from players. He's always ready, he's always fit, and he can make the difference in any moment. That's the best thing about Leo.
Okay, I think we have the last couple. Firstly, Tom from London.
Hi. So you've had these 2 games with Ipswich and now this game. Do you feel like you've got a good idea in your mind about how you might set up for that game next week with those 2 experiences?
Without understanding who is available at the moment, very difficult.
Okay, finally, James, CBS.
Hi, Mikel. There's some fresh reports just before this game around Thomas Partey's future and his contract. Is there any update in that, and do you want him to stay?
I already gave the update the other day, and I think it's not for me to give any more information about that.
Okay, guys. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Okay. Bobby, do you want to start?
A really good performance away from home to start your Champions League week. A couple of defensive mistakes aside, you must be over the moon.
Oh yes, it was an excellent performance, and especially when you're down. It was the first situation you're 1-0 down, and when you have conceded 10 goals in the last 2 away games and playing then here at Emirates, it's good. It's tricky situation, but the reaction of the players was unbelievable. So we didn't lose. We always stick to our plan. We didn't lose our head. We didn't lose our confidence, our belief, and creating so many chances here at Emirates against Arsenal is quite difficult. And so I'm really very proud on the players how they performed today.
Does competing the way you did this evening embolden your hopes? Playing Champions League semi-finals, does it embolden those hopes ahead of Saturday?
personally don't need this because I know what this group of players can show and how they can perform, because they showed it and proved it many times. Yeah, maybe not in the last 2 away games, but also maybe for 30, 40 minutes at the Etihad. So I know what this group of players can do. But of course, and it's not so easy. All human beings there, and it's not always so easy always being on the top levels. And for all of us, it's not so easy. But we know that when we stick to the plan, when we are tactically disciplined, like we were to do, everybody does his job, then it's not so easy to play against us. And also the same in attack and also in possession. We move the ball very quickly with a great movement. Also in possession, then especially very often we could solve the situations with our sixes, with Daichi and Adam. And our pocket players were in a good position, and then creating the attacks. And this is, we needed to play in their half, otherwise we can't score. And also we need them to think about us. And this is what we showed today. We showed in many games, and this is what we will need at Wembley on Saturday, at least on the same level.
And finally, from me, great for JP to get that confidence boost with the goal after the semi-final. He's been taken off in these last few games. Just sum that up for me.
You know, it was we showed the players yesterday when we was preparing the opponent. We showed them the dry ice high. It was the third time we had this situation. The first one, Justin Devaney didn't recognize it, so he forgot it. Adam Wharton had the kick in the first half where he hit Thomas Partey. I think this would have been quite dangerous. And then we got the third opportunity, and Chippy had this amazing finish. And but I think what for me, the biggest boost is that we can see that we can rely on every single player. We had a few changes. Let's say what we were planning for Saturday, we could execute. Yeah, we said, okay, Adam and Epps 60 minutes, other players more minutes, and also getting Ismaila, will use JP staying in the rhythm. So let's say this is what worked, but we know that we showed today, that everybody knows what he has to do, that the team can be successful, and this we will need until the end of the season.
Ed?
Just a word on the opening goal. It was a brilliant corner and finish from Eze. Is that something you worked on the training ground?
Yes, it's honestly, we trained it yesterday. But it didn't work so well like today in the training ground. This is sometimes, then you need this one moment, and and we talked about it before. I think these were the two teams scoring number 1 and 2 in Villa is also, I think, in 1 or 2 equal, but 1 and 2 teams scoring most of the goals from set plays, and we said, okay, let's take this challenge, and this is good to be part of it, and I think, we were 1-0 down, so we had a good reaction. They were dangerous after set play in the second half as well. We were very dangerous, when Dani Munoz had the header, so it was also a good challenge today, and but we know that Epps has a great finish, that JP has a great finish, but I think today, and especially today, was a great team performance.
Thank you. Any others? No? That's it. Thanks, Sullivan.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.